Okay, so I take it you can use the side quest to grind if you need to. Although,
Yeah.
from what I'm seeing, it doesn't seem like you need to grind really.
No, you're gonna keep up with it pretty well. The only time you'll ever need to grind is at the very end when you're doing the post-game quests.
I see. Okay.
But they give you a...
What? I mean, kind of pretty, but... Oh, there we go. Ooh, mind stage. Hell yeah.
Sure.
This piano piece actually is kind of nice, though.
Yeah, they have some nice calming and sometimes haunting tracks.
Nice. I may have to go raid the soundtrack at some point in time. This is some good shit. Then again, I've been meaning to raid Touhou for some good tunes anyway.
I gave you all of this Touhou soundtracks several years ago. Like flat quality, I think, even.
Fuck, I need to go find those then. Alright, yeah, I was trying to find time to listen to them, but I never actually found it. Fuck. Nah, well, that's gonna be a project as well. Because I'll be trying to expand my stream music playlist as well.
I was gonna say, this sounds like something I would have given you in, like, 2018.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, yeah, you not having time for it also tracks.
Sometimes I'm just doing things that actually require me to think, and I can't just idle and listen to music while doing it.
Nah, I getcha.
Hello, Centipede. Okay, so this area does have some more standard enemies. We got frogs, we got centipedes. Oh, I wouldn't call centipedes exactly common, now I think about it. Yeah.
Giant
Centipedes, no less. That's some nightmare fuel. Well, at least we don't have photorealistic spiders. I'm okay with this.
This won't be the last time we see giant bugs. Not by a long shot.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. It's not... Hey, at least it's not fucking Miyazaki with the swamps. I'm fine with this. I don't know if I ever explained that to you. Have I explained that to you?
He loves swamps.
There we go.
He thinks they're really cool.
Yeah, literally. I'm gonna go on a limb here and assume not everyone here knows what I'm talking about. The guy who actually is the brain...
Hidetaka Miyazaki, not Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah,
for the layman.
To be clear about that, this is a different Miyazaki, the one who's the head of the Dark Souls series, and the various other FromSoft IPs as well. I think he's also doing Armored Core.
Yes.
He has a strange love for swamps. Like, he's actually gone on record saying that... I think it was a joke, but he did joke that he did say that if he could, he'd have a swamp in his office. I don't know what it is with him.
Yeah, you know, when he retires, he's just going to become a bog witch.
Yeah, right? Oh, we got the suicide bombers. Sometimes I remember quotes from Helsing Abridged.
These are Catholic suicide bombers.
Yep.
Nah.
Yeah, the HP up's still good.
Your critical rate is more important than your attack. If your attack has to go down for your critical rate to go up, that's a sacrifice you have to make.
I think you have to keep out a ratio scale. But I see where you're coming from.
I mean, it depends on how much you're sacrificing. If it's like a 1 or a 2% increase in crit rate versus like a 20 or 30 flat damage number increase, obviously you go with something like that. But
yeah,
if it's a smaller difference, then you go with...
If it's small increments, yeah, you probably prioritize critical rates.
Oh god, there's something came up in Discord that I want to address, but I cannot do that right now.
Okay. Soon enough, we'll have the Silence of the Void return to us with the cutscene, so we'll be good to go.
I can't, I'm the one that has to manage these.
Snowman.
We're in an ice cavern.
Oh, it doesn't look like that from the outside, but this is getting kind of interesting.
The ice is on the deepest layers on the inside. So what's going on?
Environmental storytelling.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell because she's blue instead of black now.
Yeah. Also, just the formation of ice as we get deeper in, that's actually kind of a cool detail. Oh, I remember you showing me this level, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how this has a really good scale about it.
I think the problem with the lighting is the closer you get to natural light. Like, look how fucky it got when I got close to the fire.
Yeah, I see that. I imagine this is probably a fault of the game engine with trying to overcompensate for luminescence or something.
Probably.
That's my best guess. Because I've known games do that before and just freak the fuck out with some lighting situations with the cameras like on top of fire.
But so something that's going on right now, you probably haven't heard, is that Right Stuff is being folded.
Wait, seriously?
That doesn't mean what you think it means. It doesn't mean they're going bankrupt. It means the exact same thing that happened with Crunchyroll is happening.
They're being absorbed into someone else, right?
Crunchyroll bought them like a year ago. and kept them under the same banner.
Yeah.
Now what they're doing is what Funimation did when they bought Crunchyroll. They're the exact same company. Literally nothing has changed except they just put a new label on the box.
Okay.
Which is to say that Right Stuff is having its name changed into the Crunchyroll store, which is a thing that already exists. They're just changing its name for no discernible reason other than they want to have everything have the same name on it.
Yeah.
Which is weird because Right Stuff is a website/store that's been in business for like 25 years. They're the most well-regarded anime retailer there is.
Yeah.
So it's like, you think you would want to keep that the way it is for the sake of brand recognition, if nothing else, and for their incredibly positive reputation. But they also shuttered the name Funimation, even with good and bad press, after something like 25 years, so Sony is incapable of making good decisions.
Oh, right, yeah, because they're basically being absorbed solely into Crunchyroll at this rate, yeah.
They were already owned by them for the past year anyway. They're just changing the name on the box and the name on the building, basically.
Wait, are they?
Yeah, they're changing Right Stuff into Crunchyroll Store.
Oh, no, I thought I meant about the Funimation thing, okay.
But yeah, they were Funimation before, and then they changed the name from Funimation to Crunchyroll because that name had slightly less baggage at the time.
I guess that's fair.
That's entirely the reason why. If it weren't for the 2019 scandal, it totally would have been them keeping the name Funimation, and that would have been the end of it.
I think yes and no. I think maybe Sony puts some more value in Crunchyroll as a whole, considering that they are like the anime distributor streaming service, basically.
Yes, but they only do streaming. They didn't do any of their own physical distribution.
That is true. Still wacky though, God. I didn't think Sony would actually give half a shit about that, honestly.
The part that makes it quirky is that Right Stuff sells everyone's anime products, and to be bought into Crunchyroll and to be using their name means that Crunchyroll/Funimation is going to be selling products from Viz and from Sentai Filmworks with their name on it.
Oh, it's my favorite goblin. It's my favorite goblin!
You thought there was anything else that could be in an ice cave?
Well, maybe. I don't know. They could have gone something creative and have, like, bird tits here as, like, a fire and ice level. That'd be kind of neat.
She's later.
Okay. Still, though. Cool. Anyway, it only took me until now to realize, since we were caught with commentary, that while you're dashing with Reimu, there's literally, like, anime lines appearing on the sides of the screen to denote, hey, you're going fast right now. That's kind of funny, I won't lie.
They sure are doing anime speed lines.
Yep. So what's Cherno doing here exactly? I mean, rather, why are we encountering her right now? Oh, okay, she's just fucking around. Okay.
We're in her house. We're looking for the doll.
I was gonna ask about the snow house earlier.
The igloo was her house. It says a house built for a fairy if you actually click on the sign.
Oh, okay, that checks out. Oh, got a little bit up on your level. Huh.
Yeah, give you an option to go to a level 9 stage or a level 11 stage. I went with the level 11 stage because if I do the harder, quote unquote harder stage earlier, if I do the harder stage earlier, well then the next stage is going to be easier.
Yeah,
because I'll have more levels.
See, I was about to say there, you could probably actually hit her with
when they're in their spell card animation, they become invincible.
Ah, shit. I was thinking you could punish her while she's whipping all those moves.
Anytime they move to the center and have a circle going around them, it means they're invincible.
I see. So it looks like you can't reliably jump over some attacks. You actually have to dodge to the sides for them.
Yep.
That's a cool push and pull there. That actually makes you have to stay on your feet a little bit. Although it looks like there's very little in the way of tells for some attacks, and it looks like some cheap hits are coming through, not gonna lie.
As funny as it would be for my first death to be against Cherno, I don't think so.
Yeah, not quite. You do have however on the ropes pretty well. Just play safe and just chill and no pun intended, and just let your meters recharge. There we go. There is no harm in playing lame sometimes. If you got Jud to win, then fucking go for it. Alright, yeah, if you go ham now, you should win. There you go. And she spews out autumn leaves. It's kind of funny.
Oh yeah, I got to experience that for the first time.
Yeah.
That thing that people always tell you about the leaves turning red, that's actually real. I thought that was a myth.
Oh, yeah, you are experiencing fall for the very first time since you no longer live in Arizona.
Yeah, we didn't have that back there. We just had hot and slightly less hot all the time.
Yep.
It is 70 degrees in winter in Arizona. Never go there.
No.
As a reminder, 70 degrees is what summer looks like up here in Seattle.
Yep. Dojo's nice.
Yeah, it's wild. I look forward to getting to actually wear that snow jacket I bought.
Yeah, seriously, it's actually gonna be pretty good to use.
Oh yeah, so Cherno was telling us that, no, it's not here. The Kappas went and took it down to a lower level of the mountain. It'll be there if you want it.
The doll we were chasing?
Yeah, because they want to experiment on it.
I see. That actually does check out for them, honestly.
Because, like, they do all the tech and engineering and building and stuff, so they're going to want to retrofit that into something that they can fuck with.
Fair enough. So now we're gonna get Aya, probably.
Yeah. Now we start the platforming, the annoying platforming. Also, more of just the stage looking pretty.
Yeah.
Outside the forest, this is the first time we've seen grass, and I just like how the grass looks in this game.
It is very cool actually seeing grass. Well, okay, until that bit up there, but you know what? I'm gonna overlook that part.
Bit up there.
Look at the grass over here. Kind of, you know, off balance a bit.
Okay, I didn't see that at first.
Again, like maybe 20 dudes. I'm gonna let this pass. It's fine.
I think it's like 6 people.
Yeah, fuck it. Whatever. It's cool.
Also, the dithering on the water is kind of cute.
It is, yeah. Like, actually, it's kind of cool how much detail we guys put in the water here, too.
Also, it's very clear that it's autumn because this is based on the game Mountain of Faith, and it's the season of autumn in that game.
Yeah.
So you get the autumn leaves flowing down the river.
Oh, that's cool. Shit, that's a good detail.
Attention to background detail is beautiful in this game. I love these games if for nothing else than the visuals, even though they do have a lot actually going on with their gameplay. But some games can, if they needed to, just coast on their visuals, and I think that's fine. I
know I kind of off-piloted on commentary for the original game, and in retrospect, that does make it a little bit sad because I was so brand new into Touhou, but seeing this now and knowing it's made by like 10 or 20 people, God, this looks nice.
Hey, look, I'm doing a Crash Bandicoot 1.
Yeah, just without the dog shit falling physics.
Apparently, the reason for that is because they changed the shape of your hitbox in the remaster.
Oh, I was actually referring to the old Crash Bandicoot 1. The remake actually uses Crash Bandicoot 3's jump physics, which is way better.
You're supposed to actually be able to read that sign. You could in the first game.
Piss. My immersion's ruined at 2 out of 10. That's a cool detail, cool patterning for the barrier, though. That does actually probably tether to Sumireko's dream ability, if you want to bet. Because, you know, draws pattern and everything.
Kind of like that.
I'm piecing things together slowly but surely.
I'm gonna fall down things a lot in this game. That's just gonna happen, so strap yourself in.
Yeah, you don't have much of a drop shot to work with, so I'm not judging whatsoever. I would fuck up too, honestly.
You also don't have much of a jump arc either.
No, it does seem very, like, weirdly arced, so totally fair. So these globes then activate things on the field? Yeah, they do, okay.
Yeah, they're basically just hit this button to open the door halfway across the stage.
Alright, that checks.
You also want to be wary about how long you hold any button, because you hold the button and you start opening a chest, and if you don't let go of the button immediately, it starts you in the dash, because dash is also your attack button.
Oh.
So you might end up dropping off the ledge because you held it and forgot and weren't able to grab the item in time because you were still holding the jump button.
I thought you were dashing with R2 or something. That's a weird place to put that.
Nope.
Well, shit. That's not a great design decision.
Really dumb, but
yeah,
whatever.
It's whatever. Yeah. As long as you're careful, you should be alright.
The peak of mobility in these games, again, I haven't finished Marius' Rat yet. The peak of mobility in these games is still Remilia being able to do the dive stomp.
Oh god, yeah, I missed that.
The thing that carries her like 40 feet per dive.
The thing I was basically using to almost wave dash, just like all the way across a level, was great.
Yeah, that was delightful.
Nah, dude, she was just tapping into her true vampire origin by doing the a la carte backdash slide from Symphony of the Night. Which I still have to show you, by the way.
You could tell me that was true and I would believe you. Because of how often people just draw Sakuya as Alucard.
Yeah, I mean, she basically is that in, you know, Metroidvania 2.
And then we get Ray Mictor.
Yep. Every time we come across one of those circular ground areas, I'm just so convinced it's gonna be like a mini boss battle.
That's basically the idea. Anytime you get to a large empty plot of land, you're pretty much guaranteed to have a little enemy room there.
I love the hit stop from hitting objects in the environment. It's so cool. What? How the screen freezes temporarily? That's called hit stop. It's actually present in a lot of games, including fighting games. Hit stop is pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where I would say it wouldn't be worth it. Reduce my attack by 20 to increase my crit rate by 3%.
Yeah, that's a heavy offset.
It's not as worthy enough of a trade-off.
That's a good sturdy close though. That's a good bump, but that also lowers your critical hit rate a little bit. It might be worth it if you're struggling with a boss battle. Actually, wait, that's good.
The individual numbers for your health are so minuscule that I don't mind losing 10 to 40 points when I'm dealing in numbers like 500.
Yeah.
So it's not a big of a. So it's really not much of a loss to lose out on your health at all.
This is literally the way I usually invest in like blueprints in the Dynasty Warriors Gundam games. Like literally, I just do the math overall, and it's like, okay, do I gain overall more points with this over this? Okay, I'm keeping the other one then. Like literally just numbers game of incremental improvements.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like to say I have builds in mind for when I'm playing those kinds of games, but I really don't. I'm just kind of playing it by ear to get the biggest numbers.
That's pretty much all you can do in most games, is just hope for best number.
Especially if you get random drops for them, yeah. Like, it's hard to do a build, quote-unquote, for a Breath of the Wild.
No, yeah, that is pretty much just a numbers game outside of maybe you're using an elemental weapon. Wait until you play Tears of the Kingdom.
I feel like such an odd man out. I actually don't mind the weapon durability in fucking Breath of the Wild. I know it might sound crazy, but like, I feel like the weapons you get are plentiful enough and they're varied enough that I don't mind it too much.
My stance on that is that it would be fine if it told you what your current durability status was.
See, that I do agree with.
Like,
absolutely.
if you were like, oh, this weapon has 80% or 40% or 20% or whatever, then I know to use it sparingly. It's because it doesn't tell you.
I think it does. I think it does on the actual item itself in the equip menu, but that's pretty out of the way, and it should really just be like an actual on-screen number.
Yeah.
Need to get the fucking Echo Visor from Metroid Prime 2 for this shit. That's a deep cut. You'll probably know about that in a couple months.
The good news, at least, is that from the last game, you no longer take fall damage.
Oh, it's such a good improvement, actually.
Which is say if you landed on something, you didn't take fall damage, but if you fell down a hole, you would take some amount of damage from that.
These graphics have so much soul. I agree. There's a pun in there. I know there is.
I don't see it. If he was making a joke or if he was actually acknowledging what we were saying about how the game looks pretty.
I can sense there's a pun in there somewhere from Bailey's presence, but I don't know what it is. But I'm gonna assume it's just a general compliment. Almost got it. The spikes hurt. I hoped it would. I'm being serious this time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, genuinely, the game does look really fucking nice for literally a game made by like a handful of dudes, if even. Oops.
Like I said, I told you this would happen.
Yeah.
If I just stayed in place, I wouldn't mind taking damage, especially since I have a heal button. This is actually definitely a song from Touhou 10 Mountain of Faith. The stage where you're actually climbing the waterfall there too.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was a neat level too.
The Gensokyo the Gods Loved, I think, is actually the track this is called.
Alright, so it looks like with that platform there you were just taking, it looks like you want to propel you up to the higher platform. Alright.
I think that's just a way to get back from going the other direction.
Yeah. Alright, here we go.
We're entering the final room now, I think, or getting close to it.
I'm definitely getting those vibes, yeah.
These stages can either last 15 minutes or 3.
Oh, there's actually just tiny fairies. I thought they were like weird lizard people. Which I guess you could still construe them as such.
That one there, like I said, freezing someone's motion blur in mid-state.
Yeah, it does look pretty fucking hilarious.
You can do that to bosses too, like while they're mid-charge.
Yup. God, I like the colors even on the prisms. It gave me like Mario 64 vibes.
Yeah, that's the save block from Paper Mario.
God, you're right. I haven't touched that in forever. There's nothing really more satisfying than rainbow textures in Nintendo 64 games, especially for Mario games.
It's like those rainbow surgical tools I was showing you the other day.
Yeah, more or less. I still love how some of the are those donuts being dropped healing items, or are they actually just XP? I can't tell.
They just drop XP. There are no healing items because you have the recharging heal.
Hello, Big Peace Golem. How are you doing? Yes, my brain went there first before the actual thwomps.
Well, there's that, but also,
Is this the actual yokai?
this is probably a yokai, but this isn't a character, if that's what you mean.
No, not a character, like an actual Japanese mythos thing.
Probably. It's also an enemy in, Mario Galaxy 1, a ghost that collects a body of rocks.
Right. God, I need to actually complete that at some point in time. I did play like the first 2 levels, but I got a little bit bored.
The game will do that to you.
Also, you know, Wii Remote batteries.
You've got the Switch version now.
I know, and I need to play that more. Correction, you have the Switch version. I have it downloaded, but it's just so annoying. I got delisted.
No, you still have it.
I know.
I have a physical copy of the game that I bought because, oh wait, a month later this still is in a Target.
Right.
They're delisting it, so this is probably a game that'll be $350 in 2 years when no one can find it.
Yep.
Oh, it's a Mario game. They printed approximately 18 million copies. It goes for at most 80 or 90 bucks instead of 150 or something.
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna keep holding on to that. It's still in the shrink wrap.
It depends on the form factor, really. Like, if you look at, I mean, with the ever-increasing prices of GameCube games, considering the disc they were on is a dying medium in general, yeah, they're not getting reprinted. Got your copy for 40? That does sound like it was brand new.
Did you get it used or did you get it new? Because
would 40 be retail, I think?
it's a Mario game on the Switch. It was 60.
Jesus.
It's a Mario game. Of course, it's going to be full price. And now,
Yeah, I know, but that's still rough.
Breath of the Wild is the first $70 game for the Switch. Tears of the Kingdom. And that game actually earns it.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say controversially, maybe not controversial actually, I would pay 70 for that. It's still annoying, but I would pay 70 for that.
So I actually didn't because they were doing the voucher thing, which means you spend $100 for 2 games instead of $120 for 2 games, and I got that along with, I think, Bayonetta 3.
Oh yeah, right.
For only $100 instead of 130 in that case.
I think you were coordinating with me or something involving that, weren't you? Or is that something else?
I was saying that, yeah, you should buy that too if there were any Switch games you wanted to buy, because at least there it's a solid discount. 20
Right.
bucks, $20 off of 2 games.
I do have to eventually play Bayonetta 2, but given recent events, I might just be tempted to skip right to 3, honestly.
She's not seeing any money off of it, who cares?
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, examples like Mortal Kombat 11 on Switch are 70, because if a game is 70 on one platform, it's that price on all platforms. They're not going to price it the Switch's natural price,
Yeah.
which is still 60.
God, the beam sword is so satisfying. Also, this is a massive pillow. This is really cute.
Yeah, it's really cute. The little throw cushions.
Yeah.
Gimme.
There we go. Ooh.
Not quite yet.
God, that's pretty rocks.
It's funny how Bayonetta as a franchise lost so much will because of that fiasco.
Yeah, kinda. And it's funny how in that only that one instance is Hideaki Kamiya actually the good guy.
The only time he's ever actually been right about something.
Wait, oh my god, I forgot about the thing. Speaking of Hideaki Kamiya, the man can.
Hideaki Kamiya.
That's what I meant. Very funny how he's notoriously known for the guy who blocks literally everyone on Twitter, and now can't do that anymore because Elon Musk is rolling that back. He lost his superpower. I'll block all of you. No longer. No, now you can't.
Try it, bitch.
Man. Oh yeah. Also with Twitter now, supposedly they're gonna stop. Musk has been talking recently about making people actually pay to use Twitter. Period. And I don't know how you guys continue to use that fucking platform. Oh my god.
He's still the owner, but it still has shareholders, and there's only so much bullshit that he can actually get through.
Not really. He actually owns the entirety of it. Like, it's actually a privately owned company now.
Well, all companies are privately owned. But
no, there's no more stock. Like, it's all gone.
He's gonna get some pushback on that because there's gonna be like a 98% drop off of his users if they don't. Which
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
means the
funny.
company is gonna fall into the core of hell.
I know, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, gorgeous as ever.
Yep. I do prefer the more sharp angle look she's had in past games, but this is still really cute as well.
Yeah. I like that they give them the Tengu shoes.
Is this arena surrounded by shogi pieces?
Yes, it is not explained why. It is not a part of Aya's or anyone else's character.
Actually,
I don't think in the entire series.
Actually, we're standing on top of a shogi board too.
Yes, we are.
This has to be a deep cut reference we're not catching.
If it is, it would have to be a really old one because I can't think of any reason for it.
Yeah. What Donkey Kong music to pull up now? Oh, I think actually, wait, hang on. No, considering Aya's on the screen, I know exactly what to pull up.
Paparazzi? Paparazzi?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. No, I gotta go with the Funky Kong save room theme from DKC2. Considering Bird Woman, hell yeah. There we go. Girls shooting each other is very much like shogi. True.
The only thing I remember about shogi is protect the king, advancing silver.
Yeah. Well, no, what's it called? Climbing silver?
Climbing silver.
Yeah.
Surprised you caught that immediately.
Some things unfortunately stick with you for that show.
Hey, at least it was one of the good parts.
And that was a good arc, to be fair.
Yeah.
You know, Shikamaru looks for revenge, and that's good. But then Naruto looks for revenge. I was like, no, that's bad. Okay, I see how it is.
Did you ever watch that anime-only episode where they actually show his funeral and Shikamaru failing to cope with it for a couple days?
No. I was out of the anime by that point.
That was before that point.
No, I think that was actually after the... Wait, no.
No, Three Tails was actually after that. It's one of the first things that happens after...
oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
If not, that I can show you that episode later. It's actually really good.
I probably do remember it. It just... That was like the last thing in canon before the Gurren arc, and that's why I pieced out.
What I'm remembering about that arc after the fact is that maybe it is actually worth going back to watch in full, because apparently Sasuke is already out at the time collecting Hebi, and so he's sort of interfering with their plans too at the same time that Naruto is fighting them.
That's very funny.
So that might be worth a complete rewatch when you're not dealing with it week to week.
That's rich coming from a girl who always writes makeup articles. Made up articles.
She's TMZ. She's a tabloid.
That's very funny.
So she'll come up with some bullshit and claim it's the truth. It's
unfortunate that this series is a little bit as old as it is, considering that all the references that is probably making fun of real life stuff is probably a little bit dated by now. Like, I know tabloids still exist, but prior, I don't hear as nearly much shit about them as I did back in 2005.
Well, yeah, now what you hear about them is whatever fake article that someone wrote that got linked to everyone on Twitter and everyone shared without reading.
It's fake news, folks. Everything you hear about Gensokyo, it's all lies. All lies by Yukari. You don't believe any of it.
If anything, she is Yukari.
Yeah.
CBR!
CBR, there we go.
Or bounding into comics, or, what the fuck is the other one?
I know exactly what you're talking about, but yeah, I've been avoiding those art websites myself, actually. I think there was actually... No, CBR was actually going to be looking into hiring AI, getting AI to write articles, too.
Pinterest. Or not Pinterest, BuzzFeed.
I was going to say, I played the fifth. Actually, I don't think they do web news anyway. That's a wacky pattern.
Yeah, BuzzFeed. And other stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or...
There's some cool effects going on here, though. They remind me of something else. I don't know what.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah, I see.
You get them into their special animation, and they become invincible. And hers is longer than mine, so I lost it, and it takes forever to recharge.
She out-iframed you, goddamn. Although, Yin Yang Ball does actually track him a little bit. That's kind of cool.
I told you. Yeah, it gains tracking as you level it up.
I can vaguely hear a song a little bit. It actually does sound pretty baller.
Yeah. Oof.
Almost there. There you go.
Lucky me. This is one of the ones that gave me a lot of trouble the first time around.
I can see why. That's a bit of a hectic ball pattern she shoots out. Damn, techno too in this song? Hell yes.
Can you please play characters theme before the boss fight starts too? really makes this whole situation awkward.
Or maybe have like prelude tracks that's like piano versions of them. That'd be cool also.
Or just keep the stage theme going.
Yeah.
So basically, the story going on here is Reimu's like, cut your bullshit, stop writing anything about Sumireko. People shouldn't be allowed to know she's here. People are going to come after her if they know she's here. You just painted a target on her back, you dumbass.
Yep.
And so she's saying, fine, we'll stop publishing articles about that. But she's also like, hey, yeah, unless we do a follow-up article, everyone thinks it's fake anyway, so if we only write about something once, no one cares.
The general public has ADHD. They're not gonna remember this in fucking 5 days. Just keep her low profile and she'll be good.
Yeah, it really is 2016 Tumblr, where people would pass around articles without reading them, and then just go with whatever the headline said.
Yeah. Twitter now going up as far as to remove actual article names from the website.
You know about community notes, right?
Yes, I was.
You heard about it?
I was there when they were using him, yes.
That's still there.
I know.
The thing where they have to issue a corrective statement. Did you hear about the one this week?
No.
One of them was a post that said Elon Musk is considering suicide, and it has a community notes, and the community note for that post was he actually is.
That's real? I thought on Tumblr, I was like, is this a joke? I reblogged it, I was like, this is kind of funny.
No, that was real. I saw it with my own eyes.
Oh my god. That's great.